Anyway, welcome to the Vorcast, everyone. This is a show for friends, but five.
Four friends.
I just cut somebody.
Who we got off? Who we got off? We got off.
Nigga count me out.
Thank you, Lord.
No, but we leave back out though. We sorry, but it ain't.
Five died. Like, we literally leave you out in the rain like that.
We got dog.
Welcome to
Yeah.
the Vorcast, a show with five friends, talking of fun.
Talking about.
There's nothing like fun. I don't even know no more, dog. I don't even know. I really don't. So what is this show, guys? What is the show? What is it?
It's a show for randomness, man. At this point,
In my opinion, this show is like it's just of ideas coming together from maybe a year ago when we just have conversations from bringing up a topic to each other and we just go on for an hour and have like these hilarious conversations that we find would be interesting that we thought we could put in a podcast for other people to enjoy. That's how I think this came up. I think Gaston first mentioned it like last year.
I was just invited.
No. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about previously. You had the idea. You did have the idea. You can't lie.
No cap. So, to introduce ourselves, starting with Anu.
Yeah, me though.
Because
Why
your
I
name,
gotta be me?
because your name's in the
Jealous.
top left. You're first. Is that not how
So
it
anyway,
works?
my name is Jefferson Steelflex, aka Pip Pip the Doodly Doo,
I don't know who this man is.
aka
Oh my god.
Like I actually don't know who this is.
It really sounds like a randomized reruns
Like
name.
no, but it'd have to have like Bernard and it'd have to be like two. The last names in free rounds was literally like two names, but two words put together.
burn the shot, boy.
What?
ain't no name where I get Jefferson Steelflex from.
No.
No, it sounds like a shitty bun spell. I can't believe it curse.
No, that come from Drake and Josh.
Seriously?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
I really don't remember that.
This
I truly don't remember that at all.
not at all.
so also we own like legit our first names, too, right?
Yeah. Oh,
So yeah, my name is Keanu, most commonly referenced to as Anu, or if you link up on my YouTube channel, Confusion.
I see.
I
That's-
just showed yourself.
Really? Just a little self-art thing. That's
Keep
not
the grind
good.
going.
Alright, my name is Gaston. Remember my voice. And one thing that I like is vagina.
I thought you was gonna say turtles because that's been a thing, but anyway.
Oh, and turtles. Yeah, we had turtles.
Aren't they like the same thing, Justin?
Oh,
Wait.
that's a topic for another day.
Wait.
what?
Okay.
That's topic for
You
another
could,
day.
you can talk about that.
Wait a
another day.
minute. Hold on.
Hey, you come on after that one.
Okay. Actor.
Yeah, my name is Zach. Now, literally got the confused one right here.
Wow.
His name means bully.
Good.
Yeah, boy. Nobody up in there.
This is hilarious to me. Anyway, so I'm the Vaughn. Most people call me Vaughn, but at least they're gonna call me Vaughn. So if you have people say Vaughn, they're referring to me. Yeah, the Vaughn. Hi. And Josh, that's you.
I'm freezing up at stage fright. My name is Joshua, commonly referred to as just Josh. Not the just Josh. Yeah. Or you could call me Semper. Semper mentality works for me just fine. Not me on PlayStation Network. I probably won't accept your friend request too. But yep, that's me.
We
The
love
funniest
honesty.
part about this whole like name thing is we initially how we was going to just go with our gaming names or our YouTube channel names, whatever our aliases I should say. And then we all thought about it. But me and Josh thought about it and we're like, that's gonna work for everybody except for Hector. Like
Do you,
Hector
do you
is
know
the
why
only
I
person that didn't put any
Yeah.
creativity into his name.
Wait, what you got to understand? I ain't no way that I can find some type of creativity with it like it did. It's honestly my thing at this point.
Hector, wait. Your problem is you trying to include your actual name in your name.
Wait,
That's not the point
it
of an
also.
alias.
So would you want me? So you want me go with something like Swagger Boy K or something like that? Or like would you want me that?
That's still
Isn't that Kanan's
Hector.
name?
That's Kanan's name for one, and two, that's
Wow,
still a part of his name. K.
exactly.
Hector,
But
you how did you
can't
get it?
say HJ. You can't, I mean, I guess Firelight ain't terrible, babe, but it's terrible.
It is there. Like Hector, none of our names have anything to do with our actual names. Think about it, babe.
Oh, I don't know what you want me to come up with.
Unless you think of the fact that like spell confusion with a K and my name starts with a K.
No.
I didn't even. I never put that together. If you're
Like I
being
said, like
honest.
that's the only kind of correlation you can make of my name.
I mean, that's like Destin name being Dark Shady, and his name is Destin, start with a D.
I don't even know how
No.
Destin get his name.
See, that would have been an accurate comparison. But confusion, like the real word confusion is normally spelled with a C.
True.
I mean, Destin was probably just in the dark one time, and he was like, kind of
No, see
shady.
what happened was, right?
Okay,
I
we
was
get it.
sitting down one day and I was like, Eminem name is Slim Shady. So I was like, I kind of like the Shady at the end, but I can't call myself Slim. I mean, because he already take that. So I was like, you know what? Let me find something else. So, I switched to the catalog and I was like, you know what? Doc seems like the only thing I could put towards that to make it seem sort of unique. And then put the two eyes at the end. Beautiful.
Interesting. Beautiful,
Interesting.
babe.
I was trying to figure out how you
Um,
get from Proxy to Rampage to that though. Where did
You
big
mean
Proxy
how
even
you,
That
come
you mean
was
how
a
from?
you
shitty
get
name.
from
Where
you
did
mean how you get from Game Boy Nerfy?
Game Boy Nerf to
I
Dominic?
to this
Oh,
day, I don't know how I
Dominic,
got that. I don't know how I have like what 5 gamer names in total.
I think
I had
no
Jason, Saint
four.
Dominic.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I
Marasa.
forget about
that was
that.
in middle.
Oh no,
Dominic wasn't even his
I don't
middle
even know
name.
where I came in. I
Dominic.
don't even know where I came up with that.
No, you didn't even come up with
Somebody,
that. That's the funny part. Seth, your friend Seth, I think you got your Roblox account from him, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
the
I
name
got
was
I got
already
the name.
Dominic, and you went with it.
Yeah. You're right.
cool. Well, I
That's
guess I
pretty
can't
cool.
really say too much. My Roblox name is Digital Gandhi 1 2.
Is it? I thought it was Digital Fudge.
No way. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, that's my kick. My kick is Digital Gandhi 114. Yeah, don't have me on kick by the way.
No,
By the way.
my kick is Snickers, bro. I remember that.
Like
Yeah,
what?
you
So
take
my
two
name
in.
was Smith the Ugly God or something?
I don't even remember.
Mm.
wait,
Actually, we don't want to know what yours was. Probably Father
no,
H.
no way, no way, my Roblox, wait, I don't know why.
Your Roblox is Sam King 13, bro.
I don't even know why.
I don't even know who the hell it sound.
I don't know, wait. I
For
really
once,
don't
he
know.
didn't use his own name, but he said Sam. Who is Sam, bro? What is it?
I don't know, boy.
You know, right?
But you
Someone.
gotta understand, what you gotta understand, man. I was 13 at the time, right? I was like, wait, I not using my name. It's like, wait, this sound good, sound good.
You
But
know
13
what?
to get up, 13, right?
I agree with the 13-year-old you more than I do the you now, because yet the 13-year-old you and at least knew not to put your own name as your gamer name. I
It
don't get
was
it.
like incognito.
He had sense, but Hector, my problem with the Sam King is he saying is it like Sam King, like his name is Sam King, or is he like a behemoth where he like Sam King,
Or
like
like, you know,
use the king as that
no
that
one hacked out his name. Hector didn't even think about all that. Hacked the brain, like thought of it as okay, as King Sam, but instead of putting King Sam, I can put Sam King. Now it didn't make sense.
Well, so basically, Devon's gonna retract his last statement, his last compliment for Hector, saying he agreed more with the 13-year-old actor because we come to the conclusion that both of them just ain't there. It's okay, be actor. It's okay. But we all introduce ourselves, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool movie. So now we're gonna get into the meat, which is kind of ironic considering that I don't eat. But to the main point, we're gonna discuss Pinocchio effect. Now I think Hector's the only one who doesn't know what the Pinocchio effect is. So Hector, buckle up and enjoy the ride. Everybody else, yeah.
I did some
So
research.
for the
What
listeners.
you mean research, boy? You can't research
You
something we come
cannot
up with.
research this.
To do some research.
You definitely would not find. You definitely won't. So
So,
the Pinocchio effect.
hey, hold on. Before we even
Right?
get to that, Hector, what do you think the Pinocchio effect is? What do you think it'll be? What do you think it'll be about? You ever
People
guess?
dying. People dying.
Well,
Yeah, keep
that's a
up with
given.
that. Something now and
That's pretty good considering.
then.
That's pretty good considering that Pinocchio knows, grows, and he lies. But just it's you're close. You're close, Hector. You're close. But really, with the Pinocchio effect, it does have a lot to do with lying, but it has mostly to do with someone being stupid, right? Um, so essentially, this is between gals and guys. Okay, guys are chronic sufferers from this. Okay, and it's all because of girls. Let me explain to you why. Right? So girls will put themselves in a position to be lied to, right? Which is a stupid thing to do, and then be surprised when the nigga lie.
Right.
And the thing about the guy lying is whenever he lies, his wife. And for those who don't know what wife means, it's private penis, right? It becomes better every time he lies. And the thing about it is, every time the girl sets the guy up to lie, because the girl is putting herself in a position to get lied to. Like, for example, do you really like me? She know deep down he don't really like her, and he know he don't like her either. And guess what? He's gonna lie, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I like you. You know, you have a nice vibe. Your personality is nice." Be lying, right? But
Gal
she
ain't
know
never
that
like a
he knows
personality.
that
You don't got no personality.
most gals don't have the personalities for real.
You have
Like
the personality
in
of a
real,
book.
right? And I'm into reading. I tell you, but actor, listen to this. Listen to this. It's about to make sense in a minute. So each time the guy, every time a guy lies, right? The girl sets him up to lie. Every time he lies, his wife get better, right? And he managed to get that girl in bed, right? And see what ends up happening is the gals, they feel that vibe, which is toxic vibe now. It's toxic because he's lying. And so it just fuels this cycle where every time a girl sets a guy up to lie, he lies to her because of her stupidity and he gets with her, right? Every time that cycle ends, it just restarts again because she goes by, "Hey, you miss me? Yeah, I miss you." She know deep down.
But you only mess a vibe.
Exactly. She missed exactly. She missing something too. She missed the vibe, right? He missing the vibe too. So she puts him in a position to lie, where his vibe would get better. And each time he lies, see the sort of Pinocchio effect coming after. And every time he lie, his vibe get better. So see, that's the nose growing. The vibe being growing, but it getting better. See, they say getting better to the gal who you're lying to, right?
Right.
And so we could give you an example of that because Anu is just a perfect.
You know,
It
I
just
use
be
a CM,
existing,
so
boy.
you're always lying to these girls.
Example.
Swear it just be existing. But I can lie. There's been a time there was this female, a darkness girl trip over me to like trying to call me and then
See,
while I just want to play game. And you know me, I don't like people. So like once we don't serve your purpose, I already need you too much. There was like one night in particular. I was like, these playing game. Yo, I sure you remember this night. And I messaged her and I was like, oh, Papa Diddy. She's like, you always talking like you like me. Of course I like you. And you know what she do, babe? She
She
Papa
brought
Diddy.
that.
Yes.
And then that's when everyone was like, oh, I see him. See, and like, if I could have linked her, they probably could have get that.
the question, Keanu, that I have for you: did you actually like this girl?
No, babe.
Did
But
you like
again,
her at all? Anything about
I mean, she has
Besides,
nice
besides,
titties.
so and see, that's the problem, right? I'm pretty sure she knew deep down that you didn't really like her. She had her doubts, but guess what? She was stupid enough to believe you.
Right
And
from
guess
she asked me, she must know what she wanted to do.
Well, I think I really got. Uh,
her? So you get it.
there's a yeah, but I decided to see how you had that situation. I think Yeah, I mean, that's what you have to say.
It sounds like
Wow.
you've been through this before
I'm
too.
gonna add it does.
Yeah, twice.
Oh, CM.
Oh,
Okay.
I know, but
CM.
see, boy, that is particular female, boy. Yeah, I'm just happy. I, boy, like you said, we have to do it all that too. Thanks, like, so,
Well, I have a an example, right? I'm gonna use Keanu for this in this example, right? So just to further clarify what the Pinocchio effect means, okay? So say this podcast was to blow up, right? And get pretty big. And let's just say that nobody knows who we are, we're all anonymous, right?
Whichever show, man. Finish.
So if we're all anonymous, nobody knows who we are, right? So let's say a girl approaches you, right? And she's like, "Have you ever heard this podcast?" And then she plays it for him, and he knows because he's on the podcast too, right? And she goes, "I really want to know who these guys are," right? And then Anu's like, "I could tell you." 'Cause I know Anu's like, "I know who the guys are," right? And the girl would be like, "For real?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, can you tell me?" And you'd be like, "No." And she would say, "Well, what if I give you some Y? What if I give you some leg? Would you tell me?" Right? And you'd be like, "Yeah, I'll tell you." So they get there, do what they gotta do. And so right after they finish, she looks at Anu. So you're gonna tell me what it means now, or you can tell me who the people are. And Anu look at her. No.
No?
And Anu hits her with that
yeah.
psych.
I lied.
He hits her with that
I'm
psych.
sorry, it never get worse. Like, psych, I lied. Your cooch is mine.
But the thing was, she knew deep down that he wasn't really gonna tell her. But guess what? She put herself in a position to receive the lie from him. She set him up. She was like, "You can tell me, right? Look in this man in his eye, knowing that he won't tell her, right? Knowing." And she still believed him. So she made his wife better in theory, right? So that when they finally got there and did the vibe, it was good. And the thing is, after that, she's gonna come back later on. She's gonna ask him again, or she's gonna ask him a similar question, which will require him to lie, which will eventually get them to in bed together again. And the cycle just continues. And that's how it works. It's just this cycle where gals be stupid and niggas just lie, and it just keeps on going.
it's like, like,
It is a
The
cycle
thing
of
is
life.
though,
No,
the thing is though, if you think about it, it could happen to males too. I don't know if you guys heard about the situation with Flight and he gal on YouTube. Acting on you. I know if you know, but I know you was watch Flight. I knew.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. No, can continue. Bye, bye, bye.
I say if you hear about the thing with going on with Flight and this gal.
I don't know much about it. Like, I vaguely heard about the situation. I was supposed to go check it out, but I didn't.
Uh, so basically, what happened was, basically, she is actually mentally, I think, and physically abusing him. I don't know if y'all saw any of the videos with her freaking herself out, trying to get him to delete one post saying he's single and all that. Basically, the borderline crazy toxic gal.
Mm.
yeah,
So so he posted up saying they are he's gonna break up with her, he's gonna leave her, he's gonna get her stuff, all that. 3 days later, this dude's gonna make a video saying him and the gal get back together.
pretty
Like
damn,
wow, like wow. The gal's cut off his stream, which is his livelihood if you think about it, right? Basically embarrass him in front of his fans, you know, and nigga still going back and get back with her. After that, now if you think about it, right? Pinocchio effect, like we said, someone being stupid, and at the same time, someone always going back. This time it's Flight who going back. So obviously that means that her vibe was definitely good, if you think about it. But, see what I say?
I see what you're
Or
saying.
it could mean Light might not actually be a guy.
LOL.
Oh, but and
Flight,
not
you got some explaining to do, buddy.
we calling off like,
You're
but
on the flight.
But
Come on the podcast.
and I ain't gonna lie, the gal, the female, she has a OnlyFans, boy. A OnlyFans for
yeah,
Yo,
real.
there's no
bro.
way, no way, bro,
Oh,
Oh
no
wow.
No,
way,
it's not
bro,
happening.
no way, bro. Flight supposed to
posting that
punch your
back
head off.
row.
Flight supposed to show her why you named Flight,
OnlyFans,
boy. Supposed to take Flight.
God,
an
There's no
OnlyFans
way.
friend.
See, and the funny thing about that is for me is that this whole effect when it comes to males, it's called the Pinocchio effect, right? So now there's a female involved. What do we call it? Because like the Pinocchio effect is the Pinocchio effect because the male wife grows bigger. You know,
We
he gets bigger.
we could hang on. We could
was
name it
there
after
the back?
Delilah.
The Lila
The
effect, the
Delilah
Lila
effect.
effect.
There's a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, that makes
Hold
sense.
on. That's what I have a hole. I have a hole. Hole right. So basically, you're saying that that situation is the same, but the roles are reversed, right? But okay, so where's her lies? Because lies is also a big part of what causes the wife to get better. So yeah, the stupidity is there, but the stupidity is there to set up the lie. It's like, but you see, the lie, the stupidity is like allying the ball to the lie. See what he's saying?
Like,
And the
like,
lie just do a windmill dunk. And, you know,
Pretty much. LeBron the
now,
one.
now you on the floor, and you know you believe everything that just happened.
So I'm pretty sure she lied now. I mean, if she can be toxic, toxicity requires a little bit of lying. So
A little bit.
That's it.
yeah.
I do remember she did say on his on one of the videos say that David Cantor was engaged, right?
Oh, I
Um
didn't even know.
yeah, but I'm not saying video saying they was engaged and was not. But I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't give her no type of I can't give her a right in it, or I can't give Flag a right because he going back to her to let him know that. So
But
all
either way, if you think about it, like the funny part is, she cut off his livelihood, the stream. That was my biggest thing.
But hold on.
You cut off your boy's stream, like, bro.
And they was having a
Hell,
baby though.
yeah, yeah. They having
What?
a baby.
They still
oh,
Yeah,
loving this baby. So I'm confused now.
yeah. She
Yeah,
pregnant though.
if I'm being honest, that's probably the reason Flake going back.
Nah,
maybe you want to be a good dad. Probably you don't want people to talk about him. I mean, but you could be a good dad without being with the mother of that child. But it makes it a lot easier on the child is people
see,
parents at the same time rather than
that,
seeing just one. So,
that is true. That's very
Good
true.
point.
so there's
Yeah,
that.
I know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that.
Okay, so can we still call that the Pinocchio effect though? If we don't have any clear lies, we need like clear indication of lies. Now,
We
unless she
gotta do
was
some
saying,
research, man.
yeah. So before we could set that in stone,
Jeez.
Justin. But I do believe it's true. I do believe that gals can be on the lying end and that guys can be on the stupid end, right?
That is true.
But until we have further proof, I don't know. So
So
if you come back next week and you can give me solid evidence, I'll be.
so
Definitely.
basically, what you're saying is you want a situation like where in the Bible they had Delilah go into Samson, trying to find his weakness for the longest, snuggling up with him, letting him do whatever he want, justifying that his hair was his strength and cutting it off. You want something like that type of evidence?
Wait a
I
minute,
mean,
she's a streamer too? She's a streamer.
that's me thinking you're talking about Delilah being a streamer.
What?
No. The crazy part is her name is Drea and Andrea, right? But
Mm.
I'm reading that she's a streamer, a Fortnite streamer with like
Oh,
60K followers. So for her to cut off Flight stream, she knows what she's doing. Like she knows how important a stream is to somebody who
that's
does it. But she cut off his stream. That's
One
actually
second.
kind of that's
What you
like
mean to tell me is that this female has an OnlyFans and she's straight?
stop simping. You sound like a simp now. You sound like you about getting ready to go simp.
No, trust
either
me,
that or
far
we
from
getting
it.
ready to deliver the
Far from
most
it.
futurist future I've ever heard.
I just want to know why. Like that's all. Like the amount of money she knew could be coming in, or she know coming in from those two sources, and she decided to cut off one of his. Why?
I mean, you never know. She probably ain't making no money from her OnlyFans right now. I don't. I mean, how many people are
I
actually
don't
interested
know.
in pregnant ladies on OnlyFans.
Buddy boy,
You know
Even
what?
I ain't
before,
gonna
like
lie.
I
before
mean,
she
you
I'm
got
just,
know,
I'm
pregnant,
just
like
saying,
You know what? I
she,
don't know. Okay, my bad.
everyone, but like even before that, though, like just the fact that she was like, girl, that
that
in and
too,
of itself warrants a lot of attention.
right? People want to
boy,
see what
remember,
like girl look like.
I ain't gonna lie, boy. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all remember that thing when Rice come there? Make you girls sign a contract.
No.
Not the
You know,
contract, though.
with rice gum.
Yeah, boy, he did made his ex now sign a contract. All of fame that people know about her through him, he get at least 70% of that. The money he make from the money she make because of him, he gets 70% of that for the rest of her life.
And this is like a serious thing, or was this like a gimmick?
No, it's wasn't no gimmick. They've been covered and everything. Made us sign the contract, and legit. You could, I don't know if you available to see people watch it right now, but if you want to actually go watch it, you'll actually see that she literally get have 30%. It's the only thing she can get from her entire life, whatever she could.
That's kind of settled. I mean, I know she make it. She probably, if anything, depending on what she's doing, she's making bank off of like content creation. Because once you involve yourself with a YouTuber who already have the following, if people from their fan base like you, your personality, they're probably gonna hop over. They're gonna stick around, especially with females, because if you look, even if you just look some type of way, people create fan pages and stuff and post your pictures there because you're pretty and all this other stuff, and people start
Shape.
whatever, you know, and all that would happen. But like to get to have to give 70% of your earnings to somebody else for like life, that ain't cool. Because I mean, anything in the content creation business, literally, you gotta cut that. You can't have all of your earnings.
That's actually insane, though. But actually, like I was saying, my biggest problem with you mentioning that fact is that he was watching a rice gum video. That's crazy.
Like,
That is
but you gotta
insane.
understand, like, it put in a recommendation, but I know it's like, but this look dead interesting. The fact that like they got actually made his guy sign a contract to be with him. Like that baffles me.
Rice gum is not
Not
interesting.
the powerful, though.
I'd like to
We
agree.
thought I was the only one who heard it.
I couldn't help it.
The baffling. That is the baffling. It ain't
You know what?
even.
So,
Baffling.
throughout this entire podcast, we're gonna document words that I said, and you're gonna give them meanings, and we're gonna submit them for review at the Oxford Dictionary place, and let
We got
actors words become words.
we got to put it on the wall or something. Like,
The
Keep
baffling.
it framed up for you, Hector.
Hector 2021. The baffling.
Design with me playing on a
Hector,
Yes,
we
podcast.
do you
yeah,
we do you so worse, so much worse than this, so
I
much worse
promise you.
than this. You know that.
Such is life.
Hector, you want to know what's really funny? Like, even if you was to miss an episode, we could all mimic you so good that we can just pretend to be you,
that's like,
and
yo,
nobody would
man.
probably know.
Hey Josh. And Hector, what do you have to say about this?
But yeah, I know, but no, oh no, I lied. This radio. But at this point, boy, so like this start off every.
Man, I don't know, man.
I
Honestly, man, the way I feel, it just don't make no sense, man.
But one,
you know what I the
well,
podcast with these things you don't get no they just saying a podcast from this podcast, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Chill out. Anyway, so
Oh
yeah,
boy.
we're gonna transition over into the colloquial. So essentially, for those listening, what the colloquial going is it's gonna be a corner, right? Where we mention like a colloquial term or phrase or word that we use in the Bahamas, right? Because that's where we're all from. We didn't mention that, did we?
No, but I don't
No,
think
we're from the Bahamas.
Surprise.
I
Rolling
don't think most
Bahamian.
people care. Some people
Yeah, they
don't.
probably don't. Yeah, I mean, it don't really matter. It ain't like we ain't looking for.
We're
But
not
anyway,
different.
We
Wait,
Hey,
is ride
Josh.
dolphins.
I'm glad. I'm
yeah,
actually kind of glad that we said that because a lot of people would have assumed we were Jamaican, and I'm actually,
I was
yeah,
about to
and I
say
would
uh,
have been
just
upset.
now.
I,
Someone's probably gonna be like, "Are you sure they're not Jamaican?"
I honestly hate that.
I don't even sound anywhere near Jamaican. It's just the same. Like people, the way people say we sound like we're Jamaican. it's the same as how people think that some of us sound alike. Like I'm literally like kind of still confused at the fact that some people say our voices sound alike when all of us sound like completely different.
I agree. I really agree.
That's
Because I
probably based off of. Well, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's probably just based off of who doesn't talk just as much, because there are little distinct features in our voice that will definitely tell you this apart. Like a lot easier than just like tones and pitches.
Yeah, and so in other
what don't
words,
make
all this I'm
sense is
talking
that
about.
somebody confused me and I one time, and I was like, "How? How could you confuse me and Keanu voice? I'm pretty
That's
sure we sound nothing alike."
Nothing. I don't know. Hey, that's why Discord has the bubble tanks. We're good. People won't be confused.
I didn't
But
change my profile picture.
yeah, I was gonna mention something. Yeah,
Why didn't they?
I can
You tell
I
me.
see I can cover that up for you.
Oh,
I can cover that up for you.
the
it's too
bias
late,
been
Jay.
full.
Just let it ride. Just let
No,
it
in
ride.
the remember this is gonna be a video.
We gotta
I can
protect
Me,
you.
cover it up. You're good, man.
We gotta protect you, my guy.
Oh
I
boy.
would say in the end, but like Linkin Park said, but in the end, it doesn't even.
Indie
So
Beninging.
that I was getting to that dread.
Ini
Ah, boy,
ini
pain, 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 pain.
ini
Ining
what's the
Beninging.
what's the word, man? What's the word? What is the colloquial word?
Oh, so right. I have to do the little jingle because we just gotta. Welcome to the colloquial corner. All right, cool. So today,
Moving
first
on.
word I'm gonna introduce, right, is gonna be. We're not. Don't, nobody say nothing yet. Nobody say nothing yet, right? Say nothing yet. Okay, today's word is gonna be probably the most used word in the Bahamas today, and we're all gonna say it at the same time to see if we're all on the same page. So, we're gonna count it down, and then we're all gonna bust in with it, what we think it is, and hopefully we all on the same. This is the most used word now, guys. The most used colloquial term in the Bahamas. The most used word that you hear every day, sometimes twice in the same sentence for no reason, right? So to make sure we're on the same page, yeah, we're gonna say it on three. You ready? Everybody ready?
Good.
Tactor, you ready?
Destin, you ready?
All right.
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Wait.
Hey.
Menace.
Wait. Spacing minute.
3 minutes. I probably should have said for years because I'm pretty sure Menace ain't been around for yet. Well, I lie. Anyway, he was in Prime Minister for years.
I know
But
Destin. No
the
man,
funny thing
Destin
is
knew what the
maybe he
word
never
is.
get that joke.
Destin knew what the word was.
You know what the
What the word was?
it was, boy.
Oh, boy.
That's it. I said sometimes in the same sentence, but you say minutes
Wait.
twice and what said it?
The funny part is we've said bay at
Alright,
least
you're right,
100
boy.
times already for the podcast for this episode.
Would you say the one?
We've said the word bay like at least 100 times
Yeah.
within this episode.
It is so
That shows,
used. It is so perfect.
that shows you, right, that we subconsciously don't even realize when we say it. It's just a part of
Subconsciously.
it.
Pardon me.
You see?
Basically. So how do we define bay?
I got you right here. I had well, actually we were all supposed to use it in a sentence, so I forgot to mention that. So essentially what the word boy is, it's literally the embodiment of, could be anything. It could be a literal word, it could be a pronoun basically. It could be like an expression. So like you could say, boy, look at that boy over there. So you see how I use it twice in the same sentence? So yeah, somebody else used it in a sentence.
Like
And I guess we could go with our new auto sensei at the top.
yeah, top left.
You could use it like, boy. You all see this boy over here?
You just stole my sentence.
That's exactly what you say.
Pretty much, except I said, boy, look at that boy over there.
That's so wild. Like,
And you just copy and paste your whole sentence.
You thought you changed one word, the teacher wouldn't know. Imagine if it's not you.
what literally happened was I spaced over like 2 seconds while Josh was talking, and then I hear my name is like,
Oh,
Wow.
oh.
See, this is the disrespect I get in this friend group. And this is why I'm leaving. I'm quitting the podcast for good.
yeah,
The podcast are barely created yet. If anybody's about to leave, it probably Actor.
You told me to do it there, but
I ain't come here for this, man.
That's what we're just sending this is, man.
Yeah, I mean, could use it, for example. Uh, I mean, either way, if you think about it, if whenever you say the word boy, I mean, technically, yeah, if you really think about it, it's only for a person. I mean, you could use it for objects too. Like, I mean, not really. You
Not
can't really
really.
use it for objects.
Usually it's a person.
Because if you say boy, get that boy, I mean, like, I mean, that wouldn't really make much sense.
yeah, that's
But
true. But
yeah, but strictly only for people.
it could be anybody.
Actor, what's your example?
So see that boy over there, like,
Mm.
yeah.
Why everybody
Big
uses
boy
I was
said
about to
it.
say, I was about to say, the
I
very
mean,
funny.
This is disrespect.
I mean, if you think about it, that's technically the only way we could use it two ways. Is if a person over there, or if we talk about ourselves or a person.
I mean, but like you could say, "Boy, look here."
Bring your
I mean,
skin head
you're
there, man.
talking about a person, but
I
like
mean,
the thing is, you're also using the same words I use.
The funniest part
I mean,
about it
there's
is
technically no other way you can use it.
no, babe, because this is how you could use it. The craziest part about the word "bay" is we could start the sentence off saying "bay," referring to the person you're talking to, and then in the middle of the sentence say "bay," he was freaking out. Be like, "Bay, look at that bay over there, bay, he freaking out." Since everybody would say that, "Bay, that bay over there freaking out." Now that bay in the middle of the sentence referring to the guy over there freaking out. But then if I say that bay over there freaking out, bay, I refer to my friend again. So I could literally say bay like 3 times in a sentence and refer to two different people at the same time.
And it makes sense.
I
And it
mean,
makes perfect.
to us at least, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
But I ain't gonna lie, but that is Hector's go-to too.
I was literally thinking in my head the entire time. I was like, after I messed up and said the same sentence I said, it'd be pretty funny if everybody after me did the exact same thing.
And Dastin just
Aston
followed
did
suit.
not fail to
Yeah, I
follow
ain't
up.
gonna lie, right? That bay over there, look at him, babe. Look at that bay over there.
I
That's
ain't
the
gonna
funniest
lie.
part. And after gonna go, I don't know, sacked up.
Yeah, boy.
That's Raggy anyway.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't ready to be on because watch the why. Y'all thought what sentence, boy. But y'all need to ease up on me, boy. Honestly, boy.
You said boy like 6 times.
Like, okay, I also want to say that he said like at least three of the bays he said was just like placeholders while he was trying to figure out what he wanted to say. Like
real.
they didn't refer
real,
to anybody, nothing at all. They just was like
Bye,
bay,
bye,
boy,
Al, bye.
exactly.
bay, bay.
Yeah, but you could use it, boy, when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're mad,
When you're about to
when
punch somebody head
you're
off,
I
surprised.
just get so
Yeah,
aggressive when you in a fight,
boy,
but Al,
bay,
bye.
bay. When you don't know
but you never
when you
get your
don't
head
know what to
slapped
say
off.
when you don't know what to say in an argument, just say bay, bay.
Bye.
Or if you want someone to ease up or chill out, like instead of saying chill, chill, you'd be like, boy, 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 boy,
Wait,
boy, boy,
wait,
boy.
wait, wait, wait. Hold on.
Bye, bye,
Wait.
bye. Ease up, bye.
So that's the way.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh wait, let's talk about the spelling because there's a lot of different spellings. Well, not a lot. It's like 3 or 4. But I know I used the BEI a lot.
I think I evolved. I used to use the BEI, but I went to BEY for some reason. It just feel more like bay.
That's
Hey,
very bad, galley. I know a lot
I
of
think
bad.
it's like
No bay.
I
Bad
think it's
guys
just
just have
based
the
on how
H.
you say it that it feels.
Because
But
some people just be like saying, boy. Like,
like for real,
The
as far as spelling
BEH.
goes,
what the
That
heck?
huh? Not bet, but
as far as by B like
EH? What?
you
by
never see somebody spell bay BEH.
So
all right. For me personally,
Right, go ahead.
I accept in BUI,
mhm,
BEY,
Bay,
and
mhm.
bay.
BEI because that's mine. That's what
Yeah.
I always do. BEI. That's always me.
And there are people who say
I
BEH
might I might let a
What?
BEH slide. I might let a BEH slide.
What?
and AJ say BEH.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah,
said probably
yeah.
because the age is like
And
bye,
like when
and I
I see
used
it,
to.
it's be like beh. That's why I
But
see it beh.
but the thing
Beh,
is,
I ain't gonna lie, beh.
AJ don't finish
Josh,
his words. So
Yeah,
weird.
Exactly. That's make it so perfect.
because we used our ages talk. It's like even if you see a time, it's like bye,
Go.
bye,
Yeah, yeah.
go back.
Adga.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
Marty in here, but the spirit living on.
There we go.
It's guaranteed we can. Like he literally don't finish his words. He like
I don't know how he
I don't
does,
know. I
but
guess he just cool with it. It's like
every
We got
word.
up him on this one day. Just
real
one day.
talk. It's just to say, it's guaranteed we can. Just mute him. The servant mute him and just say, let him think we talking to him the whole time. Like AJ, how you doing, boy? It's guaranteed we can. And then just mute him.
Yeah.
Go.
Mate. Oh boy. The
Yes,
funniest thing
sir.
is, BUI and BEI and BUI have two different pronunciations for me. Like they literally just a little bit different, but they mean the same thing. I don't know if that's just me.
I feel like the BEI and the BUI have the same pronunciation, but the BUI have a more like exaggerated A at the end, like that bay, like almost like a bay, like a
Bay.
bay blade, like bay,
Bay.
like yeah,
Bay.
like bay,
Say something,
like yeah, like that. You have to have the voice
Bay.
for it, though. Like you have to have the voice for it. But like if you have like a voice kind of like I guess like mine, maybe I don't know. I feel like the BEI or the BUI sound better. Like if you, which is weird because Devon had like a deep voice too. But I feel like people with deep voices, like they just the boy just sound more. It's a, boy.
It's
Bay.
Like
crazy.
that's BY BEI. But like some people who have like higher pitched voices, it's like the BY and the BEH work.
Like Hector.
Yeah, boy.
Like
Like
Hector.
Jade.
Yeah, boy.
Hey Josh.
Bay Josh.
Hey, that's just about to say something about that, you know. I was like, even though I type BEI a lot, like if you hear me talk, it low key just sound like a BUI more. 9 times out of 10.
I don't
The
feel like
funny thing
Say
is,
something, babe.
people listening and they don't even know. If they ain't Bohemian, they really don't understand.
Such confusion.
Because it's like, how do you even pronounce BEI?
the crazy part.
Bay.
No, the crazy
Like,
part for me is where did
Bay.
this word even come from? How did we come
I
up with
still
That's
this?
a
don't know.
good
I
question.
still
Where does
don't
the
know.
word come from?
We
I
gotta
feel,
find
We
somebody
gotta
in
to
my
find out.
figure this
opinion,
out.
in my opinion, every Bahamian slang is literally a way for us to be lazy. We just want to find a
Pretty
way
much.
for us to close our mouth faster than we have to finish a sentence. Like literally,
It's,
we literally find every way to shortcut words.
we've shortcut everything. That's the Bohemian. That's the true Bohemian way. Just find shortcuts. Like you have to find shortcuts for the shortcuts, which is funny because we've seen it evolve over the years. Like we all used to say how it go, like how it go, daddy. I'd go, babe. But then eventually we just get so lazy, we just shorten it to hard go
I'd
So,
go.
because it's originally it's supposed to be how is it going, but no, we don't want to say how is it going, how it go.
That's like what's going on. We don't say what's going.
what's
Exactly.
going
scaring
on?
on.
It went.
Yeah,
I
just
No, no,
one
no, no.
word. Scaring her.
It went.
Scaring on.
It evolved from what's going on to what's going on to scaring
What's
on.
going
You
on?
don't say
Yeah,
nothing
Scaring on.
besides
yeah.
scaring on.
Soon we can just start saying on, babe.
You know, on.
Hold on, can
on.
we really say it evolved though? wouldn't it devolve? Because
It's a DF. Maybe I don't know. No
Hey,
way.
reverting back to a more primitive form.
No man, no man. Because evolution makes things smaller. As we learn from science,
So
everything
that's
gets
why.
smaller,
not
just like
really, because
our.
everything started off as small organisms, though, Devon, if you think about it. So it starts small, gets big, and gets small again.
You know what? Uh, Existence doesn't make sense at this point.
It doesn't,
I'm not
and
gonna
that's why
believe
we
this.
don't believe in the theory of evolution, guys.
Here we go.
I do.
You
Honestly,
care to explain?
I do to some extent. I do to some extent. I took a class
See,
on that, so I have a reason.
see,
And God just looking
see.
down at you like,
Let me,
it might a joke to
no,
you.
no, no. Let me tell you why I believe in it. See, a lot of people they look at it as, we grow from the monkeys, whatever, whatever. See, I do believe in the theory of evolution because things do change over time, depending on the environment. Uh, in humans, I mean, it isn't really happening much. I mean, I could go into great detail, but see, the way I look at it is God placed these things in place. See what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
technically, I still include God in it because I do believe that He created all these things. But everything, basically, He's such a great architect to the point where He could have placed evolution in there so things could continuously change. You feel me?
I
You
understand.
see where I
Okay.
come from?
You know why
So
you know how that makes sense? That makes sense in the sense that it's like the same way when we play games. Developers have to come up with updates, and therefore the updates, keep us entertained, keep us in tune with things in the world. And if well, not in the world, in the game, but in the world, if everything stayed the same, we would know everything about every organism by now because they were the same for millions of years now. So like the fact that they're changing means that we continuously have something to study. Like we have different behavioral patterns that we can go through and continuously look at and say, well, this they wasn't doing this before, but maybe they're doing this now for survival purposes. The Earth's changing, so maybe they have to change too. I don't know.
so basically what you're saying is that COVID was the latest update and I didn't update yet.
You know what? Maybe it is. Maybe this
Maybe it
facts.
is the latest update. Maybe it's just a quicker way to dead, and maybe dying is a new game that we ain't play yet.
Hey,
Hold on, hold on, hold
hey,
on, hold on.
FBI about the patch his entire board gas,
I
boy.
promise you, people just slide in. FBI, open up.
Nah,
Big new
because
server
That's
patch.
heck, what?
hold on. So what you're saying is, if COVID is is the newest update to life, right?
Right?
So you telling me none of us get the updated version to life until recently.
Actually,
It comes with
no.
the
I
force updates on me, big.
I don't know what you're talking
Hold
about.
on. I
I
feel like
still haven't
COVID was
updated.
the patch when the vaccine is the actual update. That's the real update.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's
like,
that's the new season.
so
The
like,
new season.
Hold on.
COVID was
Football.
just the See, what happened is, let's think about it this way. COVID first popped up at what, like end of 2019. Like something probably went wrong with the balance of the world. Everything was in balance. So COVID came to balance everything out because 2019 wasn't a bad year for most people. So
No, it was pretty decent.
COVID came, and they were like, okay, the year was going too well, and it balanced it out. So last year we had COVID and all the other stuff, and the world was like, you know what? Yeah, this isn't enough. The world is imbalanced. We need more negativity. So they added all the other, trash things that happened in 2020. And then now the new update is the vaccine this year.
Yeah, that's
So,
the
Vaughn,
new season.
in
Yeah,
theory, what you're saying is COVID was that one silent part of the update that one silent nerve that slipped its way in and just
basically,
hit everything.
yeah.
So
I don't think I don't
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was. I feel like we're having to wear a mask was probably the silent update. Because it just all happened at one time. It was like, yeah, there's COVID now, and it's like, oh wow, a new disease, and it's like you have to wear masks now, and yeah, now you have to wear a mask everywhere you
No,
go.
but the whole realization that I've made from wearing masks now, for me, is like, think about the way that we used to live before. Like now, I'm thinking about it. We used to walk around without masks, interacting with everybody like normal, and we don't know what anybody had. We don't know what they came into contact with, and it's like I've seen videos of people like in train stations and stuff, and it's like hundreds of people, thousands of people walking around, bumping shoulders, struggling to walk through because there's so many people, and I'm like, bro, today we can't even like come within 6 feet of people without that being like a restriction of COVID health safety. And that just means that, like, imagine how sick we used to get just from existing before COVID.
To
I
be
barely
honest,
sick, so I don't know.
to be honest, I look at crowds now, and whenever I look at a crowd, I just feel disgust.
Just
Not gonna
straight
lie.
disgust. Big.
So
I see
you're telling
dreams.
me y'all never feel that before COVID?
I mean,
I mean, yeah, but still, like you never used to think about it like how you think about it now.
yeah. Like now, I look at a crowd of people and I see germs. Like before I would see a crowd of people that I just didn't want to go and be around.
Exactly.
But now I see germs. There's a
I see
difference.
Well,
COVID.
COVID gave me a different, like having to wear a mask gave me a different realization.
Agreed.
It gave me a lot more confidence going out in public because as someone that represents the ugly community, I
Yes,
can
sir.
firmly say that having to wear a mask, I don't have to worry about nobody looking at how ugly I am. So I feel a lot more confident in my day-to-day life when I go to class or
Not,
when I go to
but
war. I
you,
just feel
I
beautiful.
see no cap.
I agree.
Like, bro, the fact that I can have on a mask now and I can hide my ugly, like,
So
bro, even after the pandemic, I think for at least 2 more years, I probably venture out with my mask,
No
just,
cap.
still
just
seldomly putting on.
to be on the safe side, wink, wink.
Real.
Boy,
But then
I ain't gonna lie. The one reason why I like the mask, boy, 'cause some people want to be dead stink, boy. Boy,
Oh
it's
yeah.
very.
I ain't gonna
Boy,
lie.
I ain't gonna lie.
Even sometimes, my always think so. It's like, but it's so sorted that ain't nobody could smell what I smell in this mask. It's sorted there.
Wait, that's the worst part. That's the best part about the mask now, though, because like anybody who mouth was stink before, and like they was following the same routine every day, and they mouth was stink every day. Now they have the mask
Martinez.
on, and they's the one who could smell they stink mouth. So like I could only imagine how many people put on their mask and then be like, wait, my mouth smells bad, and then
And
it's
then they
like,
still
did I
probably left the house.
like did I smell like this every day? What? No way.
But some people so used to that one stink, boy, they don't even smell it, but I smell
I
like
don't know,
perfume
but I
there,
don't think
boy.
there's a way to get used to stink
Maybe
mouth.
that was the purpose of COVID. Maybe that was the purpose of COVID to get people to realize that they mouth stink. So guys, get ready for the new strain of COVID. We're all gonna have to wear masks under arm. So people can do when they smell bad.
Sir, it doesn't work like that, sir.
You have to wear like a tube from your arm, do you know?
Wait,
Wait,
to solve that
so
poor problem, boy, just get a deodorant, boy. That'll be the
Deodorant.
cheapest
Nigga,
one.
the deodorant could be a vaccine, mate.
Wow.
I was thinking about this for the longest. And like this was like people who's like exercising with their mask on. Like if you go anywhere and exercise at any pace with your mask on, your stamina low key getting better and better. So when you finally decide to raw dog some air, you're about to feel like you've been, you know, like you was a new person. Like
Like you just came out the hyperbolic time chamber type vibe.
swear.
I
You're right
can't.
Y'all
though.
have a
You're right
question.
because people used to wear Go ahead.
Um, how do y'all feel about downtown Bay Street, man?
I've been out there like
Downtown
Like,
basically.
forever.
Well,
like, like, there was a gentleman by the name of I highly doubt y'all know him, but he's a businessman, big businessman, in the Bahamas. His name is Norman Hoffel. Yeah, y'all know about Hoffel's Spot, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
he,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. He owns that plaza. Well, yeah, big businessman. And he came into our custom computers one day, and we was talking, him and
Hmm.
my manager and me, and he made a very, very interesting point about downtown Bay Street, right? If you think about it, right, downtown Bay Street could technically be a hot spot if they basically fix downtown. Bro, if you think about it, NASA does not have any hub. What I mean by hub, everybody can walk around. You can walk around, yeah, out, sit down, talk, eat,
Yeah,
do anything.
this would,
NASA has like no hub. The hub became the mall, right? But it's still technically not a huge hub. You know what I mean?
Right, because the mall is and all that.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing to do on New Providence if you truly, truly think about it.
Yeah, I
And he
remember.
made an interesting point.
Hmm?
Go on, go on, go on.
I was gonna say there was a time
Go on.
when the only place you could really walk around was Marina Village, but that's so boring now. Like nobody is interested in
Exactly.
that.
I mean, the beach was something too. Like
Uh,
when I was younger, I know used to go to the beach to look for gals too. I
see,
serious? I mean, and
and
then
that's
you
the
could see
thing.
people they look like too. That was the best part.
What you saying, Dustin? Finish your
See,
point.
but watch the vibe. Watch the vibe though. So like, he was sitting down and like I said, we all had a conversation about it. And this dude he was freaking himself right out. He was generally mad because the government they don't want to do nothing about Bay Street. And it hit me right. If you truly truly think about it, right, and you fix downtown, you put in a bunch of stores, like a bunch of activities, and entertainment, like one of those trampoline parks, another movie is down there. I wouldn't say a kids club, right, but like a teen club, like basically put a bunch of stuff down there, right. So one, the tourists, right, when they come off the boat, like the port is like literally right there,
Shut up.
right. So if you think about it, when they come into the hub, right, which is supposed to be Bay Street, right, one, that's a place where we can make known money from tourism. Known money from tourism, right? And at the same time, right, at the same time, it could also be an entertainment hub for the locals. You feel me?
Hmm. You know
But
what?
So,
I feel
Uh, anyway,
God, God.
as it relates to entertainment hubs, that kind of brings back my thoughts on us not having any amusement parks. The only form of amusement park we have is at Atlantis, and that's expensive. Not everybody wants to go there. We don't have anything else. We don't have any. We have unless any Bahamian comes out of the Bahamas and goes somewhere in the United States, we're not gonna get that experience of going on a roller coaster. There's no amusement park. There's nothing like that. And I feel like if they wanted to, if they add an amusement park, even a water park, somewhere downtown, somewhere on the northern part of the island, that would make a lot of money, especially with tourists.
But I feel like going off of what Justin said, I feel like one of the big reasons why they don't do anything with downtown is because they feel as though that's the tourism spot. Like that's what makes it so like heavily populated by tourists because it's
But
supposed to give off this old
okay.
quainty like aesthetic to make it seem like this like it looked old. Like if you go down, there's certain places that look old and bust up, but then there's some tourists like that's low key what they thought the Bahamas is anyway.
But
That's
see,
what they think
in
of the
my
Bahamas anyway.
opinion, that's the way the olden people, I guess
Think
they wanted to have it.
that's how
If
they
if you
think.
if you think about it truly, right? Truly, and sit down, if they was to remodel the whole of downtown, leave the House of Assembly, leave the Y where some Isle Butler,
Leave the
his
antique
thing
stuff,
is, yeah, right? But truly break down all them the old plazas,
that
right?
don't
And
have no
remove
historical
them
meaning.
jeweler. Yeah, exactly. And then if you think about it, downtown only have jewelry stores. There's nothing else but jewelry stores downtown, but
I
and liquor
disagree.
stores.
What I haven't even
Like,
been to look inside the Gucci store down there. Does it even have anything like good in it? I mean, it's Gucci obviously, but
yeah,
it's like, does it like have the full stock of Gucci? Is there the new releases and all that stuff in there?
Probably not.
nope.
I mean, it's
And the
possible.
hurtful part is, right? Um, Mr. Hoffman also made a very interesting point too, right? Jewelry is 0% off duty, right? Right? If you think
Mm-hmm.
about it. So basically, right, if those jewelry stores downtown owned by I think he said Italians or whatever, but basically no the Indians, like the
So they
foreigners, right?
bringing stuff in for free, and they just making they ain't gotta pay no type of duty on
Ex
that. They making
exactly.
buying
But you want to have
from
watch this. But yeah, right, custom computers, right? We gotta pay 45% for friggin' headphones, boy.
Wow,
Headphones.
that's ridiculous. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
no.
Exactly.
But this, I
That
do
is crazy.
believe the Bahamas is a country that works out like monetarily more for people who are foreign than Bahamians. Most Bahamians are the poor ones
Obviously,
inside
yeah.
the Bahamas, but the
Most
foreigners. That's what. Well, I should
And
say
see, that,
the people who are the richest people in the Bahamas, in my opinion, are not the Bahamians.
and
I
see,
agree,
and that
except
was the point he was making. Like that was the point Mr. Offer was making. But like, bro, we catering to all of these foreigners, right? The Chinese on Bahama. I mean, technically that was our fault because I
Yeah,
mean, well, whoever was doing it, that was their fault, right? Because they basically messed up the vibe and no money. They didn't have enough money. But at the end of the day, Singham is owned, like I say, Bahama is owned by the Chinese. Atlantis is owned by whoever now, right? Like if you think about it, all the Bahamian stuff is now closed to basically only to be invested by the foreigners. And see the other thing is too, right? Yeah, I mean I ain't really mean to point no fingers, right? He also put out a very interesting point, right? The fact that the only investors that the Bahamas actually allowing to come here and do stuff is the Chinese. All these big investors that come in, say the Elon Musk, come in and you say, you want to fix up downtown for us, right? They probably get deny him, right? Right. But all the other, basically they only want the Chinese to come and do work. Yeah, you feel me?
So, guys, apparently it says here Atlantis Resorts, a subsidiary of Kearnsner International, is a resort company that was created to operate the Atlantis Resorts in Nassau, Bahamas, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and Colina, Hawaii.
okay, that's too. Wow.
so it's
I
like all the companies that are like entities that make the most money in the Bahamas ain't even Bahamians.
they're not
That's a
Bahamian
vibe.
owned. because the
And the
government.
money ain't staying in the Bahamas either. It's going other places once they make it.
So the biggest, so I think that's your biggest point is like the biggest point we come in with is there's nothing being changed about downtown Bahamas. So with the current state of where everything is, nothing is really making money. Everything is old and antique. Is good for people to look at, but it's not where they're spending their money. It's not where their money is going. They only spend money to come here, and then they put their money into the foreign businesses. So therefore, the Bahamas itself gets less revenue than everything else.
Yep,
Basically. And that's how it's been
basically.
for years, and that's so terrible. And then the thing is, that's making a lot of people leave the Bahamas and leaving. Well, I guess I really want to talk, considering that I left too. But the fact that it's causing everybody to leave the Bahamas, which means that the problem is being further and further from like being solved. It's like, we leaving because it's like there's really nothing there if you think about it. And then if they was to do something like this, it would open up a lot of jobs. It might give some other Bohemians a chance to become wealthy, to have their stores downtown for the tourists to see. Like having your store downtown where all the tourists walk all the time, that's just begging for your business to make money. And a lot of Bohemians don't really own businesses down there other than the straw market and maybe like a few. But otherwise, you really just see like a bunch of foreigners working in the stores downtown that are open anyway.
I agree, and then it is kind of set up so like that the tourists don't even come out of downtown. They kind of want them to stay in that hub, even though that hub isn't like very. It's not very good for money for us. They want them to stay there because like it works for tourism, I guess, because it's more appealing, I guess. But that's another story,
And it's safer, low-key, because,
True. But
you
that's
know,
another story.
yeah, that's a different story. But then, I mean, it wouldn't have to be that way if they fixed it in the first place. It wouldn't have to be like risky for tourists to leave the downtown area because why? A lot more Bahamians would be wealthy. It would like the whole like I want the whole Bahamas to be held in the same esteem that downtown is held in, like the entire of New Providence.
I agree.
Because downtown is just like when tourists go there, that's the place to be. That's the place to go. Like when people ask me here, that's usually what I tell them. The downtown area, and like I never really realized that I was saying it, but it's like that's the tourist area. That's the tourist section. That's where the tourists go to do basically everything. And if you want to have fun, go to Atlantis, go to Aquaventure. I mean, that's basically the only thing you could tell them. I mean, there's really nothing else you could really have fun with other than like water related stuff like jet skis and stuff like that.
Agreed.
Like,
Agreed.
it ain't a change. Like in my opinion, it ain't a change until don't get me wrong, right? I love my country and what's not, right? But it ain't a change until Bahamians become more like aggressively assertive with it. Because like like you have all the OLEDs and government and what's not, they really ain't thinking about all the things we talking about now. Some maybe, but they ain't put in the information. You see what they saying. But we need some young people. We need some young people in government, but who actually see the things we need to be done. I was not this. They just gotta,
Yeah, there's just
that.
there's need for change.
Yeah, but that's
I
for
feel like
another
we,
day.
I was
Well,
about
all
to
of
say, I
that
feel like
being
we shouldn't go too deep in that topic.
said, right, that being said, I feel as though we said a lot about this. Um, I mean, it is a big problem, but hopefully in the future, we'll be able to resolve that as a nation. And yeah, I mean, I have plans to go back and help too, but not right now. So
Yeah,
that being said, that was a pretty good topic Dustin brought. It was really good.
really.
So this is about the time where we would end. I've said usually like do this often,
Usually
but
we've done
we're
this
getting in
before.
the habit of doing it often. So excuse me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been us. It's been Vorpid, I guess. Andy, would you like to hit us with the ending remark?
All in all, boy, life is ours. I
You
mean,
lie. You lie. You lie.
That's
That ain't
that's
even
not what
it.
I was going for,
That's not
Andy.
what we
That's
were
not what I
looking
was
for
going
though.
for. Andy, what do you say before you leave a party? Before you leave the party, what do you always say?
no, boy, I know it was my mistake, but I don't even know what I thought.
Oh,
But anyway, yeah, my little man, I can get some coconut.
that's not what I was going for either, but we'll take it.
We'll
Oh,
take
you
it.
can
Yeah, we'll take it,
Going
boy.
for the like chance. Like me, like
Bro,
Like
podcast, we
sausage
get
bust
link
linked.
that
and
out
link.
yet, but that's too
I
early.
mean, not too early.
Oh, my
Cut
bad,
that
my
out, cut
bad.
that out, man, cut that out.
I cut that up. Anyway,
Yeah, but little man, you gonna go get some cookies.
yeah.
Have you decided that you wanna what you wanna call this vibe? I mean, I was just okay with being Vorpid, but you were saying something with Vorcast. Yeah,
Oh wow, that low key sound nice.
I ain't lying, it does.
Vorcast.
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 Coconut husk.
Yeah, I guess
That's
I
good.
that, that name so sticky. Shit, me too.
Hey, boy, will never let go of this coconut husk.
But I'm telling you,
Ooh,
that
that
skin is
was a
gonna
gimmick.
be that skin gonna have a brand later in life called Coconut Husk.
You can have a
Wait,
shirt.
I ain't gonna lie.
It can be merch. Coconut.
His
I
merch.
swear.
Wait,
That,
that
you know
definitely
what?
could be a merch, boy.
That's your logo now, boy. A coconut.
Yeah, but I could just hope this, yeah.
They laugh.
You could be selling husks on the channel.
I mean,
Um,
I'm 100% putting this bit at the end of the podcast as a blooper.
You can find a
Well,
dog. Hey, you can find a pot cake, put a coconut on the head, call him a husky.
just thinking.
I mean, go sleep.
thank you for the idea.